Hey, pilgrims on the Ascension journey. Travis Carper, holistic health coach. What? Ascension health coach. Let's just go with that instead of the Ascension guide, holistic health coach. Ascension health coach, man, because everything that I've been teaching for consideration, just for consideration, use your discernment, do your own research as always. But what I have been relating to you is all the nutritional things that you can do, tools that you can do for your biological body, but also some of the cognitive health, some of the spiritual health tools and techniques that you can utilize in your daily life. Add those to your life, because we don't. Usually the way we go about our daily routine is just stress, go to work, come home, turn on the telly, and then or possibly and then stress a little bit and then go to bed. So what I'm trying to relate to everyone for their consideration is to take on these little tools and techniques and add this to your life. Really, 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 really try to think about these things. I mean, completely shut that TV thing off if you can, and really add in, like, when I gave you that daily detox routine, to add in at least that 20 minutes, have a 20 to 30 minute routine in the morning where you're at least stretching and meditating. Very important before you actually, if you can, what is that saying that they used to say? You something for the morning, and then if you win your morning, then you win your whole day. Right? So to try to take control of your morning is very important, and then to put it in your mind that something good is going to happen that day. Put something little like that you can accomplish, and make it a baby step right there, so that you can accomplish that in the present moment of now. That's another, in that day, in through the day, in the morning, in your meditation. Like, be thankful, do the grateful, and go, I'm going to have a magical day today. Just throw that in your mind even. And then through that day, you'll have a better day. Do you see how that works? Because you're putting that vibration out to the universe, because this whole thing is a 3D projection, right? The third dimensional, and fourth, because we're heading into the fourth density, right? So things are going to happen quicker. Your manifestations, your law of attraction, that is all going to happen a lot quicker. So that's why it's important to, in the morning, to have that intention. Set your intentions. Set an intention for the day. I know it's a lot, because you have to mentally do it. And then physically, you have to add something physical, an activity like the yoga, which is great, or the qigong or stretching like I do, and a little bit of body weight training in the morning. And then I'm meditating, like on my bench inside, or if I'm outside, same thing. Okay? So, and also, okay, enough said about that. We're moving on. Great things are happening right now behind the scenes. And I just want you guys to know that there's a support team out here. And as always, the support team for you is within you. That is the most important thing here. Self-empowerment. The most important thing is to find the answers within yourself. Okay. And all these great things are happening right now. I mean, it might look a little chaotic out there because, the yellow vest things are going on, protests are going on, and Mother Earth, Gaia herself, is twisting and turning, and so there's going to be some displacement. There's going to be some very big displacement. There's been some solar activity now because behind what and our benevolent space family that's out there are doing buffering and everything. So there's not just through the sun, but there's a whole wave, the photonic wave, that has come in. So I want you guys to follow me more on like the Facebook pages and stuff, because I go into it a little bit more. And then people usually ask questions in the comments, and then I usually add like a whole bunch of information and inspiration for them underneath that. We talk about it a little bit more in depth, and then I give a little. I've some other articles of some other doctors. I'm starting to add more of references for more research for other to do. Okay. All right. I hope that talking, you always sound very ridiculous, but we'll move on. Okay. Let's just read from this. Okay, because it's going to be great. Seriously. There's some seriously good things going on. So don't be in fear, because there's nothing to fear. I mean, fears are like a social conditioning and belief systems that have been put into place. So break away from that prison of these belief systems and social conditioning, okay? And self-empower. Go within, get your answers, meditation, of course, hydrate, all of that, structured water. Okay, ASAP, Chelantic Morphogenetic Fields, Photonic Wave Energetics, December 2018 through January 2019. Just a few months and on into the Chinese New Year, into February 5th, I believe, is the Chinese New Year. So just the next few months and stuff, okay? Advanced support for the Ascension process, or ASAP, is a category that will dive deeper into the mysteries of creation and the dynamics of existence and its processes. Let's go for another wave ride, shall we? Okay, pilgrims on the Ascension journey. You guys have your distilled, structured, filtered water and your adaptogenic herbs on hand. Real quick here, because I've had to answer this a lot. Structured water. Think about natural spring mineral water. Remember how you used to be able to buy mineral water? Well, that's another thing that we've forgotten. I'm included in this. I know we've forgotten about like natural springs, natural spring waters. They run through the rocks, right? And they pick up the trace minerals, which we need inside our biological body, like bioavailable copper, the magnesium. We're not getting enough of magnesium, and so I've talked about that too. And the bioavailable copper to run it through. It's an electrical system, guys, right? That's why I'm always talking about the morphogenetic fields, the electro and the magnetic universe. This is how your biofield physiology, okay? This is how this whole thing works. So think about native, indigenous tribes, okay, with Mother Nature. They ate, let's say up here in the Salish tribes up here in the Northwest, okay? They went and picked a mushroom, the morels, and it had some bacteria on it too, probiotics, right? And then with the mushroom, because it aided in the probiotics, and they could eat around it and inside. You ate that, and that combination, which nowadays we talk about stacking. So just go back and think about what the native indigenous tribes, how they ate, how they lived. Think about nature, observe nature again if you can, for your consideration. Try to remember. That's why there's so many cool things about, the survival guys out in the wilderness and stuff. Maybe watch a few of those. Not that you have to go crazy and become a, what do they call that? Oh, what are those people called? Anyways, the people that that are getting ready for like the zombie apocalypse or something. But definitely have a month or so supplies for sure. So, anyways, sorry, off on another tangent again. I was trying to talk about structured water. Structured water. So, what I do if I can't get it from the Mount Shasta, from the source, from the spring, right? Because it has all those. It's been like energized, and the electrolytes are in there, and your trace minerals are in there. Great for your biological body because it's 70% water, and water is the most malleable element, right? It can be frozen, it can be in a gaseous state, solid state, and a liquid state. And this, your avatar, right? So you need these things. More so, you need really good water. You can last like 40 some days or something just on water alone, right? Okay. So anyway, structured water. They even make crystals that you can put it in a glass pitcher. You put this crystal in a glass pitcher and you just set it out in the sun, and the natural process happens. My neighbor again, he's always in and out. In and out, in and out, in the car. They do the car thing. I'm so it's so funny to me that I walked to the store the other day and I saw a car from my neighbor from 2 blocks go to the store in his car and back home. We're using our cars like we would our legs, you guys. I just want you to consider that. Okay. Structured water, look into it. Okay. I'm getting a lot of questions about it, and it's very important, to stay hydrated. You can put the colloidal trace minerals, a couple of drops in your water too. I put the chlorophyll in my water, leave it by the bed, drink it first thing in the morning. Good, clean, filtered, structured water, guys. Okay. Buy a distiller and then structure it yourself afterwards. Buy your $70 distiller, countertop distiller. Okay. There's all kinds of help and support out here for you in this round of the process. Tons of articles on holistic health, including cognitive, emotional, and spiritual health, that you can find on the website and on my YouTube channel that will help with cognitive dissonance. Please consider getting plenty of rest and meditation to center oneself. We will need it. Here we go again for your consideration now. There may be sunspots and some CMEs, but a main photonic wave has come from the center of the galaxy. And then what it does, and then this universe has a center, a galactic center as well. And that's all lined up right now. There's all these, where did I have that? I wrote an article on my website that's called Where is Our Solar System? Please read that. What happens is it goes through, this is going to be a long one, I can tell. It goes through those suns, right? Those central hubs, because think about how much energy and light are at those centers. And then that comes through, and these are the ascension cycles. This ascension cycles, these huger, longer ascension cycles are realigning itself. Our galactic, like we've went around the Milky Way, boom. Okay, our solar systems went around the Milky Way, and here's our center, and then that energy comes through that center, and then through the different star systems, all the way to our star, right? And we've ended a grand cycle. We have ended a grand cycle. Now we're going to begin the Alpha and Omega. We're going to begin a new cycle, a cycle of more light, a cycle of more energy, a cycle of more photonic light, hence the word enlightenment. Okay, so has come from the center of the galaxy. The photonic energetic wave is mostly being held back by our own consciousness until we are ready for more. This is a symbiotic relationship with our own higher frequencies, our own collective conscious source codes. Buffering and special help from our benevolent star family as well is taking place as a much needed healing process. The Ascension process is a transmutational process. In parentheses, morphogenesis. The cosmic rays, adamantine particles, hit Gaia's ionosphere and split into smaller secondary particles that enter into our avatars, biological body, light body, and begin to bond to our DNA. Then, with the RNA's help, mutation occurs. As photonic light enters our light body and more embodiment is absorbed into our avatars, our consciousness expands. The amount of light, energy, all depends upon where we resonate at. We are all on unique paths. This is where humility and compassion comes in. We have all been up and down the spectrum of many life streams. Birds are chirping. This particular ascension process is an accelerated process in a much larger ascension cycle. Unprecedented, extraordinary. This is what we volunteered for, to be a part of, to witness firsthand and experience love in all its myriad forms and diverse expressions. Darkness has surfaced for us, and it's going to surface quite a bit here in the next few months and this next year, okay? So read through the cognitive dissonance videos and the spiritual psychology ones, okay? If you're having problems, put together a team. Where are we? Experiencing love in all its myriad forms and diverse expressions. Darkness has surfaced for us to truly view and then to dissolve, relinquish, and to eventually forgive ourselves for going down a closed loop road. The service to self-addiction has no expansion, because you can't expand on just your little self. You can your ego takes over, and that service to self-addiction, right? And then you become like a sociopath or a psychopath, right? Because you don't have any expansion. You don't even have any friends. You don't have any connections. You don't have any higher connections. So you're kind of trapped. You trap yourself basically in a 3D, 4D or lower 4D mentality. And then you can't go up into the fifth dimensional because you wouldn't make any connections. You have to make connections to nature, make connections to other, have clearer emotional, what do they call that? Emotional maturity. Anyways, okay, the service of self-addiction, yes, no expansion, but light, energy, and unity consciousness. In parentheses here, you can there's all kinds of different names for like the crystal, solar Christos consciousness, Christ consciousness, you know, that whole law of one, etc. is in constant oscillation, okay? So it's constantly creative. It's constantly expanding itself. God, source, this whole multiverse, the omniverse is having an experience. It's creating to experience itself, to experience love, right? In all these forms. And you have to have, logically, you have to have the light and the darkness. You've created this light and dark because you wouldn't you, you would not know light if you didn't have darkness. You would not know darkness if you didn't have light. So that's how this whole thing was created, to experience itself. And this is cool because in this little avatar, you get to experience so many different things. Through Solaris's corona, we will feel these electromagnetic waves. They produce radiation across the electromagnetic spectrum at all wavelengths, from radio waves to gamma rays, cosmic rays, photonic light. These charged plasma particle waves of light consciousness pass through the membranes of time into our biological avatars, recoding DNA with galactic intelligence. Now, why I say that? Why do I say pass through the membranes of time? Okay, because there's different timelines, right? And outside, in like when you get into the fifth dimension, you're outside space-time, or no, not space-time, but you're outside of linear time, right? It becomes space-time, the space-time continuum, okay? These are the key codes to our higher self, right? So what's happening is we're restructuring the DNA into, like, the first wave is going the fourth strand, the fifth strand DNA, the fifth strand. So you're getting into the fifth dimensional consciousness. You're bringing that in, that part of you that is fifth dimensional, right? That part of, so basically you're absorbing more of the universe. You're absorbing more of God. You're absorbing more light, more energy, because everything is conscious energy. This is going to be a long one, but you have to just keep repeating the same things over and over till it gets into your, consciousness, and you can utilize your cognitive skills. Okay, unity consciousness, Christ consciousness, leading us back to the 12-strand DNA template. So it's a journey, man. It's all about the journey back into, go all the way to the 12th dimension, We're in this little dimension right now, and we're adding more, and we're awakening to a fourth density, fifth dimensional free consciousness, which then, in the next 100 years or so, I would imagine will incorporate that fifth dimensional. We'll just full on fifth dimensional beings at that, and will be that template, right? On the way to the 12 strand DNA template, right? In linear time, it's going to take time, right? But when you're on the outside of it, it doesn't seem like it, because you're in the space-time continuation of the exploration of love in all its myriad forms and diverse expressions, which will shorten it and just say the space-time continuum. Okay, we are beginning to embody our 5D self. Not only is our genetic code transmutating, but our mind is expanding into bandwidths of higher knowledge and understanding. Our personal high heart center toric field, which I call, is converging within the harmonic resonant cosmic energies. More love light is being added. More love light is being added to your heart, so you have more compassion and humility. That's what's happening. Okay? It can happen if you slow down enough. Like what I'm conveying to you guys for consideration is, if you slow down enough, utilize a little bit of these tools and techniques, clean up your biological body, do some meditation, take a walk in nature and observe nature. Breathe from the diaphragm, get some oxygen therapy. Slow down. Do you know how to slow down cellular decay, aging? Do you know how to slow down aging? Slow down cellular decay? Slow down. That's how you do it. You slow down. So try to slow down and meditate and breathe deeply if you can. Get lots of rest and hydrate, lots of filtered water, get out in nature and feel the circadian rhythm of a natural celestial object, Gaia. Take extra vitamins and supplements like vitamin C, raw zinc, rhodiola, ashwagandha, colloidal silver once in a while. Add that because you're not getting that trace mineral. Mushroom boosters, etc. This is why we talk about holistic health so much. We are trying to get ready for tremendous changes. Can't stress that enough. Physically, mentally, and spiritually. So immune boosting, why I talk about it, it'll help you with the stresses of the endocrine and your nervous systems. So cut down on caffeine and add magnesium malate if you can. Magnesium citrate. Magnesium malate's a good one. I think that's the top one. I don't know. Look into it. I'm not always, super correct up on every single health nutritional thing that's perfect. So I want you guys to remember to do your own research here too, okay? But I'm thinking magnesium malate is a better one right now to add that as a supplement. Look into it because there's all different chemical processes to make these. But if you can get it through foods, get it through your food, of course. But I know that we're not getting enough magnesium because we don't eat the dirt and drink the minerals from the earth like we used to, okay? Because in our mind, we're like, well, where can I buy that? At the store? Where can I buy that? We're not really growing our own food. So, talk to somebody who's a homesteader. Make that a part of your group. That's what I'm saying. Expand your group, expand your family, expand this tribe of ours. Get into all the cool, crazy people out there that are into alternative things, like homesteaders, and stuff. Get yourself so that you can get the information. The truthers. Get into people that are truthers and find more information. Add more information to your life. Enhance your life. Okay. These next waves, or wave in our winter solstice, which I'm cold right now, will open up more love in our high heart toric fields and burst us into the new Chinese New Year with more attributes such as compassion, diplomacy, and oneness. Because I think we're going to see a lot of changes happen. Okay, so have some humility and some compassion in your heart. Okay, so where are we? Compassion, diplomacy, and oneness. We will feel even closer to source through these waves, exciting the particles in our high heart toric field. Cosmic DNA, our junk DNA, I hate saying that, will be regenerating and become more active, even through these tremendous changes that are occurring, especially after the partial solar eclipse on January 5th, 6th, 2019. So after that partial solar eclipse too, after the 5th and 6th, and then into February, okay? Oh, there's a lunar one too, I can't remember, at the end of January. So a lunar eclipse, like a full lunar eclipse at the end of January. So into February. So we're kind of, getting into that, and these waves, the photonic energies that are coming in, I always say stay hydrated and rest and do immune boosting because they stress our endocrine and nervous system on our biological body, and we want that to be calm and stress-free so that we can have cognitive thinking and use our discernment and logic. So we want to be in more harmony with the cosmic rays, with these photonic waves that are coming in. We want to harmonize. We want to be in more harmony with that, so that it becomes easier, you know? I mean, the other day I had to sleep like 14 hours and I had a tremendous sinus headache and nausea as well. So I'm going through this as well. So, but I'm not really whining about it. I'm adding these tools and techniques a lot. I'm doing the meditation, I'm resting, I'm hydrating, and even if I have those symptoms, I am, doing the tough love on myself, saying, we're getting through this, and I am thankful I am getting these, because that means if you have ascension symptoms, it means that you're going through the ascension process, man. You're you're getting ascension symptoms, you know? Buckle up, you know? Take it and be grateful and thankful that you are. All right. Darkness and traumas will surface as these higher energetic plasma waves are penetrating Gaia and its crystalline core and releasing volcanic activity along with earthquakes. So Gaia has to shift and release old traumas as well, guys, just like we are doing, you know. So there's people that are still kind of doing emotional dark night of the souls when the photonic waves come in. That happens a lot, and Gaia is doing the same. And we're going to be doing probably more of that, I'm sure, because darkness has been, the service of self-addiction's been around for about 350 million years probably, okay? So, so there's going to be a lot of changes, okay? And so if you're still going through the dark night of the soul and emotions are coming up, you're probably going to have to utilize some of those things that are in the 12-step Alcoholics Anonymous programs, like when you actually have to call somebody, you know, and go, okay, I'm sorry, I want to forgive you even though you were a shithead to me, you know? You have to start forgiving others, you have to start forgiving yourself. You have to, if those emotions come up, you're going to have to start utilizing the radical forgiveness tool that's in the mindful and is also in transpersonal mindfulness and also in transpersonal psychology, radical forgiveness. Though I've done a video about it, okay? So let's slow down. Wait, did I say that? Darkness, come to the core. Yeah, we're releasing social, because we're going to be releasing social conditioning and old belief systems. So don't have fear. Or, you know, if these anxieties and depressions and fears are coming up inside of you, recognize it. Let's go through it. Don't be afraid to go through your own darkness, you know, and these fears and emotions that are bubbling up. They're bubbling up in me as well. You know, in spiritual teachers, they bubble up as well, but they have all these tools and techniques that they have up in their noggin, right, in the brain bank, they up in their cognitive skills section, and they bring those forward and they go, oh, I have to deal with this darkness. I have to deal with my own shadow side. So, or was this a social conditioning when I was a kid? And they go through a little bit of their childhood too in their mind, and then they breathe and do meditation, because you bring it into the spiritual realm. You have your own team, your own higher self, which helps you, and that's why meditation is so important, to slow down. Okay? So, yeah. I don't know where I was. So let's slow down, stay hydrated, open your high hearts, meditate and set mind to purpose, peace, sovereignty for all, humanitarian efforts, and let's try to give forgiveness to us all for not knowing any better. Even the darkest of these are unaware of the controls. With compassion, because we have been in everyone's shoes and taking on many experiences, we forgive. It might take some time to heal, But that is what we have, infinity in the temporal now. This is the powerful time to find linear time to integrate and transmute these energies with Gaia and your sisters and brothers. These are the times you do not want to miss. If even it has been a humbling experience, it gratitude to you all for going through this with love and light. And yeah, this is integrate and transmute these energies, brothers and sisters. Yeah, you don't want to miss this, even if even if it's chaotic around you and you think, oh my gosh, we're under martial law and people are protesting and da 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 da. Slow down, meditate, and go within. Perfect time to do that. It'll be a perfect time. Let these nefarious triggers help you awaken, help you realize and become aware of, for you to slow down and meditate. I use the 3 decrees from the book a lot. Stay in the present moment of now, or lately I've liked to say, live in the number 1, live in the perpetual now. So that means you could slow down in the perpetual now and really become the observer and observe this chaos. And then really try to realize what really the bigger picture and what's going on. Number 2, choose love as your guiding force. Add more love to your high heart toric field. Choose love as your guiding force. So before you go spitting off and being pissed off at somebody or using judgment, remember love in your heart. Remember that you are everyone. You're in everybody's shoes, okay? Compassionate soul, okay? Number 3, remember your divinity. You are divine, you are creation, you are God, you are source, you are a unit of source having a human experience in the now moment. I'm going to leave you guys with that because this is running really long and it's really cold out here in the Northwest. And I love you all. And please go to the website and do some reading. Before you guys ask questions, please try to, I was checking the microphone, do some research and do your own read and meditate. Reading to add to this, to your cognitive skills, and meditate to go within. That's where the answers are. Okay, many blessings. Stay hydrated, my friends. We are sovereign. We are free.